Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Live Streamer. We are ready to start the Alberto Hughes 2026 Memorial Race from Malihana on the left, right down to Four Seasons on the right. The beautiful Meads Bay is cornered into what should be a very wonderful afternoon. We have here the blue colors of tents, we have the beige colors, we have the yellow colors, and we hear the engines roaring and the sails, the mainsails flopping, as we are going to witness 5 boats taking part in today's race. The Cap Luca Wizard, then we would have the Light in Peace, we have the Bush Boys, we have the UFO, and in the distance we have the Sonic. So 5 boats taking part. No North Hill entries today, and quite a wonderful looking day as we look towards the shore from here. The weather conditions on the ground a bit different on the side to go up to Blowing Point area. We will know the route of the race. The race was scheduled to start at 11 o'clock this morning, then it was shifted to 12:30, and now certainly we are waiting to see it start. It should be just moments away from the start, and even though the reduced numbers we have, it's going to be quite a pleasant day by my reckoning, barring any upheaval in the weather. A wonderful day for racing, and looking at the shoreline is simply fantastic. And we're here honoring the legacy of a man who's done so much for boat racing on Anguilla, a boat builder, a boat owner, a boat captain. And I think greatest among his legacies is an honest, caring politician. Something we can't say very much about that category of individuals for whatever reason, and saying it quite pleasantly. But he has built a legacy around himself to always be interested in the community that he serves. And I think I'm hearing the horn in the distance. Yes, I'm seeing some activity, so the race should be started. It is started by my watch. It's 21 minutes before 2 o'clock, and off we are going to be going to the west. The engines roaring, the very powerful engines roaring on the left, and the Bush Boys seem to be off to it today, so the Wizard can't get out of the shore as yet. Wizard, according to Captain Z, in trouble, still in the shore. All the other 4 boats are gone, and how beautiful the Bush Boys look at the moment as they go past us here in the shore, and the Sonic on the far end of the 3, the UFO right behind, and then in the distance we have the Light and Peace and the Wizard. The Wizard still in the shore at the moment, but don't have to worry about that at the moment. Things change here very quickly. The Light and Peace actually now running well towards the west. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 up front, and it's the Bush Boys and the Sonic, the UFO, oh yes, now let me see if I get it right, the UFO and the Light and Peace. So okay, the Wizard has just started, so it's going towards the left, going towards the Four Seasons area. All 5 of them are going in that direction. I want to say a very pleasant good afternoon to my normal co-host who's away on business, Mr. Cool. I hope you're doing well, and I guess you'll be following. I want to say hello to Elle in the Virgin Islands. I want to say hello to Finney and Nairobi in St. Martin, and to all of us throughout the world wide web, throughout the diaspora, who will be looking at the Albert Hughes Memorial Race. Albert Hughes, a stalwart in the West End community, has built a legacy of caring for the people that he represented. A very pleasant good afternoon to Rhonda, and this afternoon, Madam President, we are giving you a break. We know it's a family race, and we know you would want to take in some of that family atmosphere. Only 5 boats, but 5 boats looking quite well. The Wizard is now coming from behind, just actually behind the lighting piece, the yellow and green of the UFO on the far end, and right in front of us here would be the Bush Boys. So, and out front we certainly would have the Sonic at the moment. So a little distance separating them at the moment, about 8 or so boat lengths between the two leading boats at the moment, and flowing quite nicely behind them would be the UFO and the lighting piece, and maybe about 20 boat lengths behind you will have the Wizard. But you do not worry about that, as I will tell you, because the Wizard will play catch up very quickly. This is home territory, and how beautiful a scenery at Meads Bay. Meads Bay was one of the stalwart stations for boat racing in the past, and even though it has changed a bit, and that it's the area of the premier hotels on the island, certainly that glare and the glamour still really continues. Looking out towards Four Seasons now, the main buildings of Four Seasons just before us, and all the other buildings, tourist accommodations in the area before us. We are going to go to the west. We are going to turn around the western tip of the island, and we are going to go up towards Blowing Point. We do not know how far in blowing up towards Blowing Point we are going, and Curtis Love, we were waiting on you to actually make up part of the commentary team. We also looking for Dr. Brian, but the doc more than likely is busy. He came along on the last race, and the public seemed to be liking the gentle, informative voice. But I guess there are other things which would have kept him away to the lighting piece just before me, flowing down quite nicely on the right hand side, going out of Meads Bay, now covering the UFO on the inside, the Bush Boys just in front, the UFO, and out front about 5 or so boat lengths would be the Sonic. And I have a cousin, Basil the Barber, who sails on the Sonic, who's always promising a win. That win can't come for the season as yet. Let's see if luck could change this afternoon. And there's no reason to believe luck will change, because the consistency of the other competitors in the race, as we are developing this name in Anguilla at the moment for the two western boats, the same color, same looking outfit, and actually sailing in virtually the same manner, sailing at the top of it on the island so far in the season. Weather on the ground, not as we would like for boat racing, but where we are at the moment, no problem at all, as we are going to go out of Meads Bay, and we are going to go towards Barnes Bay. And as we flow towards the west in the Mangoes area, and soon we'll be coming up to the western part of the island, which is not hindered by any buildings as such, only the Candara residences on the far side, and the beautiful beach in front of us. One of the things I think we do not proclaim very much is how the looks of our beaches as we cover boat racing. Light and Peace just in front of us here, going to the west, and how beautiful the Light and Peace looks, and one of the dominant names in boat racing at the moment, Captain Kendall, the one who keeps the sailing school in its glory, is something that I wish the Anguillan public will come on more to his aid and assistance with. One of our premier young captains, and then there on the other side there is Derek, Captain Derek of the Wizards. So at the moment, just in front of me, the Light and Peace, the UFO, the Bush Boys, and just out front where the distance has been cut down just that little bit would be the Sonic, and making up some ground in the back now would be the Wizard. So if you do not know the colors, the pink and checkered one would be the Bush Boys out of South Hill, the yellow and the green UFO out of Island Harbor. The one half of the Greyhounds would be the lighting piece just in front of us, yellow and gray. So would be the Wizard in the back, same colors, the other half of the Greyhounds, and out front the flamboyant blue with white of the Sonic. The Bush Boys playing a little catch up from behind, cutting down the distance a bit at the moment as we look towards Anguilla, a little browner than it has been over the past weeks, but still looking fantastically beautiful as we sail towards the west. And just across from where Alberta Hughes lived, where there's another beach in that area, I would be leading you astray if I were tempted to call the name, but a beautiful beach. We have seen so many of them, and so many of them taking up quite a bit of space. We hear of other islands in the Caribbean where there are many beaches, but what we will call a beach, they will call maybe 10 or so beaches at times, maybe more. The beauty is that we are limestone, and our beaches show up fantastically white, and they're virtually in a straight line at the moment in front of me. The light and piece, the UFO, and it's just sticking its nose out front, the Sonic into the land, and the Bush Boys fractionally in the back end, and the Wizard coming down on the outside behind her sister boat, the light and piece. A beautiful day for sailing. The blue skies adorned by some white clouds and a little haze in the northwestern section of the island. And as we look over and up towards St. Martin, we can see a little darkness, but not doing much in upsetting the weather pattern here on the sea. Thus far, the activity on the sea seems to be fairly calm and nice. We'll have to adjust that, I guess, when we go up around the island. So, and let me say hello to our other commentary team members who seem to have deserted us today, and certainly you're missing something that you would love seeing. We are outside coming up to the western tip of Anguilla, Candara in the background as we sail towards the foot of the land at the moment. So from my vantage point in the northern side of the race, there would be the Light and Peace. The Light and Peace, a name that has been made prominent in West End, a name that has been transported from the valley over the years. The Lloyds and the Gumses and the Carters, they were the ones who had these boats and actually got West End sailors to sail them, and then actually sold them to the folk in West End, and what a success the folk in West End would have made of them. So right in front of me would be the Light and Peace, then the UFO, then the Bush Boys, and the Sonic on towards the land, and coming somewhat hastily, even though not making up the amount of ground we would have expected at this point in time, but we can see the ground is being made up, would be the Captain Derek and the ever present in boat racing, the Wizard. So there's a story I learned some time ago in doing some research on boat racing. They actually Alberto Hughes had the dream of making the Wizard the new light, but that didn't catch on with the others. So the Wizard still quite catchy a name, and quite a fantastic sailor. And it would have been nice if we might have had one or two more boats, but some adjustments are being made at the moment, I guess, to the boats, and we have also the problem of repairs. We have the a bit of illness here and there to some of the sailors, and then we have the significant job of actually getting the sailors, because if you're talking 10 boats, based on the crews of these boats now, you're talking around 300, fractionally above, fractionally below, and it would be nice if our youngsters would actually follow what's happening and keep boat racing alive. We have boats like the Shan that would not be coming out this season, just virtually repaired, and Blowing Point having 5 or so boats and none of them in the race today. That's a bit unfortunate as far as I'm concerned. We need the communities to get together and bring back one of the most noted traditions on the island. Vicky, a very pleasant good afternoon to you, as I know you would certainly be looking at it. You can't wait to get your chance to be a sailor on one of these boats. Maybe when you come by, the life in the Blowing Point boats will pick up a bit, certainly, and we don't only want it pick up, we want it to certainly continue. We're hearing some shouting from the Light and Peace, and the UFO right next to each other, running quite well, going to the west. The Bush Boys would have made up some ground and would have fractionally overtaken the other South Hill boat, the Sonic pushing. No, not that is still the Bush Boys, and it should be noticeable that the Bush Boys would have been sailing much better in recent times, and if all this could crystallize as we come towards the thick of the boat racing season for August, how beautiful it would be. And the UFO seemed to be sporting a pirate jib, a new black jib with some figure in the middle of it. How beautiful it looks. And these four boats are not getting away from each other, but if I would have to call them, I will call them UFO, Sonic, the Light and the Peace, then the Bush Boys would be in the mix at the front, and here comes the Cap Jaluka Wizard at the moment. Looking towards the far end of the island, we can see barren land hit by severe erosion. As we come towards the tip of the land in the west, and looking straight to the east, we are going to see Candara, an eight room edifice that is quite a nice tourism villa, right on the western tip of Anguilla in the Blalaham area. When the seas are raging down here, they're really raging. Today there is a bit of wind on the sea in the higher upper ends of the teens at the moment, but at the moment the UFO is keeping her nose out front of the Light and Peace, but Light and Peace ain't allowing her to get anywhere from her. And a bit further to the north and east, we will have the other West End boat coming, and the Wizard making up more grounds now. And right behind the Light and Peace would be, not the Light and Peace, right in the front behind the Sonic would be the Bush Boys. And here come the Bush Boys again. So it's a little bit about sailing of the other boats at the moment, just showing not a boat length in front, the Bush Boys, but at the moment is Bush Boys and the Sonic and the UFO, and here comes the Lightning Piece on virtually a semi-quarter. You know, sailing across at the moment as such. And now we can see the progress that is being made by the Capjaluca, the Wizard. So, Cardi, where are you? You should have some way of distinguishing yourself so that we will be able to see where the minister is. Anything funny will be happening. I know your concentration at the moment now is about the Lightning Pieces, because that's certainly where your heart is. Boat racing, yes, but Lightning Piece for sure. You probably have dropped quite a lot of your cricket now. You can't drop it as such, but you're still liking it. But when it comes to boat racing, I know I can see that finger going up before a lot of other things. And let's hope. Oh boy! Oh yes, we are wrong. We are wrong. The boy that was hidden. Okay, so 4 of the boats have come around a buoy that we couldn't see from the northern side. We can see both of them clear now, and the Capjaluca Wizard is actually coming around. The Lightning Piece has stood up, so the Wizard certainly will take her out at the moment as the Lightning Piece can't start. Something has gone wrong. So the Light and Piece is stuck up at the moment, and a sister boat is going past. So she seems to be stuck at the moment now, but it took the better part of a minute to get started. So in third place at the moment, the UFO up front would be the Bush Boys, marginally in front of the Sonic at the moment. So if we are going to call them, we are going to call them the Bush Boys, the Sonic, the UFO, the Capjaluca Wizard, and certainly the Light and the Lightning Piece. So that is where it is. I'm getting flooded with water. Okay, so the captain trying to get to better grounds is because my position on the craft that's covering the race is quite a lot of water. Both the person who's lying streaming and myself, so your Sonic is standing up now. The UFO is standing up, and up front is the Bush Boys. The weather here is quite stiff. Yeah, the Bush Boys team changed direction a bit, about 4, 5 boat lengths, maybe 6 or so boat lengths in front of the other 5 boats. The UFO now going to the north, so would be the Bush Boys, and the Sonic lost some ground now going towards the north. Also, the 2 West End boats, they are the ones in the rear at the moment. The heavier conditions out here, stiffer conditions right west of Anguilla, they certainly could not have gone any further to the west. But if you are looking at land, from the land now, the biggest one facing you would be the South Hill Bush Boys. The UFO is just ahead of the Sonic. The Sonic is actually starting to sail again, and the Capjaluca Wizard is in the back end, or coming up on our right is the Lightning Piece. The Lightning Piece has made up some grounds coming in this direction. The lightning piece is farthest to the south at the moment. So, but leading the race now is the Bush Boys, even though not by a considerable distance, sailing quite well, and both herself, the Sonic and the UFO, the UFO and the Sonic coming towards the Bush Boys. The Bush Boys just marginally in front at the moment, and the Cap Jaluka Wizard lost some ground when we were actually in the higher seas. So I did not pick up on what was happening, but the Lightning Piece is actually trying to claim her territory, is actually heading towards the Blablaham area and heading there very quickly towards the villa, the fantastic villa you hear me talk about in Kandara, the 8-bedroom luxury villa. And here come the Bush Boys. The Bush Boys leading the race at the moment, followed by the UFO, followed by the Sonic, and is some distance in the back would be the Wizard, and right on the southern end we have the Lightning Piece. So that's the positioning at the moment. Stiff conditions here west of the Anguilla land as we come towards into Mangoes again. Quite nice sailing from the Bush Boys at the moment. Lots of sailers up on the side at the moment, and actually sailing towards the northeast quite strongly at the moment. Oh yeah, quite good sailing, holding her head high up at the moment, and we notice from the sails of the Bush Boys, the Four Seasons Resort and Residences Anguilla. They are the sponsors of the Bush Boys. On the outside to the north, we have the Island Harbor entering the UFO, and just outside the loam towards the northwest would be the South Hill boat, the Sonic. So we seem to have them separated at the moment. On the outside, the Sonic and the Island Harbor and the Island Harbor UFO. On the inside, we have the Bush Boys. Bush Boys packing the pink and green at the bottom, and a checkered at the top, a black jib and a white mainsail as she goes towards the northeast at the moment. Everybody heading towards the inside at the moment. There's no room on the outside of the inn for you today, and I'm certain that Mr. Hughes, Alberto Hughes, looking down, will say this is a fantastic showing. Let's don't worry about the numbers. Let's worry about what's before us. On the ground, a bit of stiff weather that will call for good captaincy wind. And at the moment, you up the road will be going the Bush Boys, right, and the support boat, Lady Chris. And I'm hearing somebody saying the Bush Boys today. The Bush Boys right inside, and the Wizard. The Wizard is the one that you're seeing trailing in the back today. But follow the name, the Wizard. Don't trust the Wizard. He doesn't seem to be doing a great deal at the moment, but at a certain point in time, you'll find that she finds a way, the captain and crew seems to have a recipe for brightening up things. Captain Derek and the crew. So we are going towards the live streaming favorite, the Island Harbor UFO. He wants to get some coverage for his preference, and that's the nice thing. The UFO carries the banner for East End quite well. I've been doing it for quite a long time, and everybody is praying that she could get back to really what the UFO has been up, and how well is she holding her head up on the inside at the moment. It is sticking into the southeast at the moment. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's see if I can find oh, Eddie is actually powering his way on the outside at the moment. So the Bush boys will have to be on the lookout, is because how well is the sun sailing now on the edge. But the UFO is not giving them any chance to get away from her. We are in a coverage boat that has a lot of space today. The live, and we have Isaac, my grandson, who is actually look like he's helping out the live stream person. He has a job. I'm going to ask him if he's getting paid for it. And then the two sailors from the craft that we are on, Captain Z and his young there from the live stream controller. Something probably went wrong with the mic. Now it's back on at the moment, and right in front of us would be the Sonic, and just behind the Sonic is the UFO, and certainly looking at it from my vantage point, according to the fellow commentator, Mr. Cool, it seems like these two boats in the northeast, they might be the favored boats at the moment, and the Bush boys will have dropped their leading position. But we are going to be in a while able to say that this is the first lap of what we suspect will be a two-lap race. We'll have to just follow the person who is actually setting the markers, and we are looking in towards the footer of West End. This beautiful white painting to most of the tourist facilities, and we are looking to the northwest of Four Seasons, and that is the villas of at Rio, conditions would have calmed down a bit here as we come nearer the show, and I I think we are going to let you know that
Hold on, hold on, hold on.
Who cared for the views of other people, one who would a sensible conversation with, one who will always tell you what he believes is the truthful position. He's like, here looking at the
one. Right, we're having a little technical issues with audio. Please bear with us. Yes, so All right, so we're working on the sound. Just bear with us, please. We are challenged once we have water. We've been challenged with the water. Yes, please.
The West. Okay, right in front of me now we've made connection again. We've had a bit of technical difficulties. We are ready back with the race. We're coming towards to the north and the west.
continue. As you can see, it's the lightning piece and buoy, and they're staying inland. Heading back down, we can see the wizard. Okay, so at the moment we're looking at the lightning piece, which is plunging forward at a great deal of speed. She's at first place right now, followed by the buoy, and in third place, Sonic in fourth place. So there you go, the lightning piece and the crew, and they heading up in full force. There's the lightning piece. There's a close-up view of the lightning piece as the head north beach bay in full force. As you can see, tiller man Kenny, he's hugging that tiller real tight, and he's not gonna let it go until he gets that first place. Second place, we can see the bush boys. with some technical difficulties. Seems like I'll be doing commentary for the balance of the race, so let's do this. Maybe I'll be doing commentary from now on. Who knows? Might be a good thing. So the lighting piece, as you can see, the crew members are moving till a man is hugging real tight Kenny. The lighting piece of first place, and the second place so far we can see Bush Boys. UFO and the Sonic, they are in the back and they are making their way up, but I don't think they're going to catch up in time to probably pass Bush Boys. At this moment, it seems like the lighter piece and the Bush Boys will determine who gets first, the second place in this race. How far goes well. As you can see, the lighter piece is tacking. They're going inland. They've just tacked inland. Let's see what the Bush Boys will do. Let's see what the Bush Boys will do. Seems like the lighter piece is sitting up a little bit. Here, punching ahead. So at this moment we can see the Bush Boys in the first place and the lighting piece in second place, unless being crossed by the UFO of Sonic. To win today's race. Let's see if the Bush Boys will win today's race. So the Bush Boys is heading up in full force. We're going to see if they have what it takes to win this race today. The race is not over until it's over. Right in front of us we have the lighting piece, which is in second place at the moment, and right behind the lighting piece is the Sonic and the UFO. So let's see if we make a prediction. Do you think the lighting piece will catch the Bush Boys? Do you think they have what it takes to catch the Bush Boys? guys, and we're off again. We're gonna head up front. Today is the UFO right now in fourth place, and we're heading up to the front. See what's happening between the B.W.Is and the light and peace. Do the B.W.Is have what it takes to win this race? The light and peace is heading up. And we know once the light and peace get on the wind, she's moving. But again, the race is not over until it's over. We see a few times during the race already that some boats have stood up on the water. So, water. But the B.W.Is are sailing. They're plunging full force ahead. As you can see the light and peace. The light and peace is in second place. Sonic in third and the UFO in fourth. So we're gonna go closer to the B.W.Is and get a little closer peek. There's the B.W.Is, full force ahead. So we're going to stick with the B.W.Is a bit. I think at this point we could say that the B.W.Is will get first place. Again guys, we do apologize for the audio. We lost one of our microphones. These are things that happen sometimes when you're on the water. It's different to being on land when you're doing a broadcast. It's much more risky, it takes a lot more. So when things happen, we improvise and we continue. So back to the race. Here's the B.W.I in first place. The Light and Peace seems to be in second. Once again, we thank you for following our broadcast today, despite the little technical issues encountered. Thank you for staying with us as we bring to you live footage of the Albert Hughes Memorial Race, boat race. In the far distance, I think that's the Wizard, Capjaluga. Yes, I think that's the Wizard. There's a lot that goes on these boats. It hinges heavily on effective communication. Without effective communication, you can lose a race with one bad move. So it pays to communicate properly. Not everyone speaking at the same time or everyone trying to be the captain of the boat, but it pays to be efficient in communication. That's the only way you can win a race in this sport. So the B.W.I are heading to the finishing line very shortly. Full force ahead, nothing to stop them. We don't know if they will have any smoke bombs today, but we'll see. The race started off kind of interesting with the UFO and the Sonic keep battling for first place. But like I said earlier, if the race is not over, the race is not over. And as you can see, although they battled for first place heading to the west, it's a different story when you're coming east. And the B.W.I right now are in first place and they're heading straight to the finishing line. the distance we can see the Sonic and the Wizard in the far distance. We can see the guys on the boat. You can see the guys on the boat. I guess they want to attack, so they're giving us a little instructions to clear the way a bit. Which we must heed to instructions. When things happen, and we just have to pick up where we left off and continue. There goes the buoys, moving full force. The boats are in quite a distance from the buoys. Could easily be. Second place is probably about 15 to nearly 20 boat lengths behind the first place boat, which is the buoys. And that boat would be the Lightning Piece at this moment. But let's see what happens as the buoys head for the finish line. We'll take dead water. Stop them at this moment. Full swing, full swing.
Catch a nice crab there, gone up to the wind, and the lighting piece. The bush boys is going to cross the lighted piece. This one is going to be close. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. Nail biting. Nail biting. It's about 25 feet. 25 feet, that's the cross. And it's close. The bush boys has crossed the lighting piece. And the bush boys is going in south.
So we have one more lap to go, one more lap to go. We have one more lap to go. So the Bush Boys in first place, Light and Peace in second place. And we are now on the third lap. It's a very interesting race, guys. Like I said, the race is not over until it's over. So we have the Bush Boys in first place, Light and Peace in second place, as they head west on the final lap of this race, the Albert Hughes Memorial Boat Race. So yes, guys, It looks simple in the eyes of the viewers, but it's really tough and challenging, as each man on these boats have to be very aware of a lot of things. There are many factors to take in consideration when sailing. It's not just how rough the water is, or your sail, or your jib catching wind. It's a lot more technical stuff than that. But these two boats are moving today. They are moving. And we know the lighted piece have what the guys were doing. Just had a little music. Yes, as I was saying, we know that the lighting piece is known for moving on the water, especially when running down. In this case, as you can see, she's smooth on the water. She's not bobbing, she's not dipping. And the bush boys are doing likewise. But we still have a good way to go before this race is over. And between these two boats, it's going to be a close call. Here we have B.W.I fans. Let's say B.W.I all the way. The race is not over until it's over. It's quite an interesting race today. The weather is nice, I would say, for racing today. Though we expected more higher winds, today seems to be a very good day for racing. A little communication made between Curtis and the captain of the lighting piece, Kenny. Yes, so we have the Bush boys. They're still in the lead. They're still in the lead. They're doing very good today. But let's see if they have what it takes to go down and come back up and finish this race in first place. We have the other three boats way behind us, the UFO, the Sonic, and the Wizard. They're at least 20-25 boat lengths behind. So as of right now, we can see the races between the Bush boys and the Lighten Piece. Take a little close up on the Lighten Piece. So you can see the crew members. They are bailing water. They're making a lighter so she can sail on that water. And the distance between these two boats, I would say, is probably 1, 2, 3 boat lengths in between. And we know that 3 boat lengths is a very short distance between. And that could be minimized to 2, one in quite a short time. So we continue to monitor these two boats, as you can see, and we'll let you know if there are any changes or what we think will happen. Or if you want, you can leave your predictions in the comments and we can see what happens. Okay, the light in piece definitely is catching up to Bush Boys. I would say about 2 boat lengths in between now. Both boats are sailing level on the water. No bobbing, no dipping. They're just cutting through the water. One may wonder if these boats have engines, but just to let you know, they don't. It's all in the wind that is captured in the sails and the jibs of these boats, along with the maneuvering skills of the crew members. As you can see, the 3 boat lengths minimized. I would say they are about probably 25 feet away, but we'll stay with them. We're going to give you a better side view of the boat so you can determine who is in front. From the side, like I said, anything can happen. And right now, we can see the lighting piece is plunging forward. You can see she's plunging forward. Both boats are moving today. And with all crew members calm and smooth, keeping it calm. There seems to be some communication between crew members, which is totally acceptable. In this sport, even though you're competing, you must be able to have that brotherhood, that camaraderie that says, hey, whether we win, lose, or draw, we're going to be friends and we're going to continue racing. Whether it's for bragging rights or trophy or whatever the case may be, we will be friends no matter what. The voice you're hearing in the back of me is none other than Curtis. We all know he gets real excited in these races, so that's nothing new to us. And they're side by side. These two boats are side by side. As we can see, side by side. And only to make a quick observation, we can see it's 2 hotels. It's 4 Seasons versus Maluhana. What will happen here? 4 Seasons versus Maluhana as they dance from left to right. As we can see, they dance from left to right. These two boats are sailing. very exciting when we can come on the water and look at these races and actually get an idea of what takes place on the water. We hear about things, but when we see them for ourselves, we learn to appreciate the hard work and dedication that each and every crew member takes when they come out on the water. And I will go as far as saying to entertain you and me and those who are viewing, those who are on the water, on boats watching. We are all being entertained that these crew members come out, enjoy the sport, and put on a show. But at the end of the day, it's brotherhood. Win, lose, or draw. So we can see the Light and Peace and the Bush Boys. They're still battling it out. And they're going. We can say what? Tit for tat, butter for fat. But these two boats have proven to be solid in today's race. So let's see what happens. Okay, the Light and Peace seems to be pulling ahead a little bit. And the stake has been dropped a little off from Anguilla. The stake has been dropped. So these boats will be approaching the stake in about probably 2 to 3 minutes. Could be less because they move very quick. And we see what happens when we're heading back to the finishing line. There is where all the excitement will come down. And the Light and Peace is gradually pulling ahead, gradually pulling ahead. Both sails and jibs are filled with air, filled with wind. And they're sailing. As we can see, the guys are holding on to the bum of the boat, real tight, applying a little guidance to make sure that it stays exactly where they want it to function. Okay, so we're now approaching the stake. As these boats go around, they're now approaching the stake. So these boats, they are now going around the stake. We can see that Bush Boys are going around fast. Nice, sweet, sharp turn. And we're gonna head back to the finishing line. Pinning the sheet, they're pinning sheets. They're pinning the sheets as they make way, preparation to head back east to the finishing line. Bush Boys just ahead of the Light and Peace. But will Kenny be able to get in front of the Bush Boys? The race is not over until it's over. These two boats are one behind the other. And they're moving today. They're moving. The B.W.I seems to be plunging ahead as the lighter piece is not holding up. She's moving. She's determined to catch up. I think we all know by now that Kenny doesn't give up. He does whatever it takes. As you can see, he's holding on to that tiller rail tight. Holding on to that tiller rail tight. As he's determined to get in front of the B.W.I. He's looking out. He's taking check of his surroundings. But the B.W.I still plunge ahead. Who will win today's race? Will it be the lightened piece, captained by Kenny, or will it be the B.W.I? Both of these boats have shown efficient sailing today. I was told to let Mr. Cool know that he's missing the race of the season. Yes, Mr. Cool, we definitely miss you from here. As you know, you don't miss boat race. But as you look on, you get a view of what others see when they're not out in the water with us. These two boats are plunging forward, plunging forward. Who will tack first? Who will tack first? And Kenny's looking out. He's checking his surroundings. He's checking his surroundings. They're trying to determine what to do. They're checking it out. And they decide to tack. They're making a move. And they made a move. And the lighter piece made a move. They tack. Let's see if the B.W.I will do likewise. Let's see if the B.W.I will do likewise. And yes, they push. They push. They have tact. Like we said earlier, tit for tat, butter for fat. The B.W.I are going with this one today. They are determined to go with it. They're not holding up. They are not holding up. And the lightened piece plunging. They are not giving up. They're not giving up. Very interesting race today. Mr. Cool, we miss you from here. Nevertheless, we're moving forward. It's between the lightened piece and the B.W.I. Who will come out on top? And they're up on the wind, and they're up on the wind. These two boats are moving today. Determined to win. Both boats are plunging forward full force. And they're side by side. Side by side. I think the lightened piece seems to be pushing forward. Highly possible that the lightened piece can come out on top. She's pushing forward.
the legging piece could go. Kenny is lifting the legging piece on her legs, and the bush boy will be in trouble. In the next 3-4 minutes, he's going to have a lot of trouble with the legging piece. Kenny is flying to the north.